us before the start of the session. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. All right. So today we will continue with, is it Kammapacha that we started Kammapacha last time, right?
I think we finished Kamma, didn't we, Bhante?
All right. Is it result then today?
Yeah, results today, 313.
All right. All right. Results 313. Thank you. Result condition. Result condition. Result condition. Result condition is a condition where a conditioning state makes the conditioned states that arise together with it be as passive, effortless, and quiescent as itself. The conditioning states in this relation are the resultant chittas and cetasikas. The conditioning states in this relation are the resultant chittas and cetasikas. The conditioned states are those same resultants with respect to each other and the connascent material phenomena. Since resultants are produced from the maturing of karma, they are not active but passive and quiescent. Thus, in the mind of a person in deep sleep, the resultant bhavanga consciousness arises and passes away in constant succession. Yet, during this time, no efforts are made for action by body, speech, or mind, right? Attention to, right? They are not active, but passive and quiescent, right? Not active, passive, and quiescent. In the mind of a person in deep sleep, right? In deep sleep, that is, we've discussed before that in deep sleep, we will not even have dreams, right? We will not even have dreams. The resultant bhavanga consciousness arises and passes away in constant succession. Yet during this time, no efforts are made for action by body, speech, or mind. By body, speech, or mind, right? No action. And there is not even distinct awareness of an object. There is not even distinct awareness of an object, right? Of an object. Similarly, in the five-door cognitive process, the resultant chittas do not make an exertion to know their object. In the five-door cognitive process, Panchadvara Vachana Chitta Viti, right? The resultant chittas do not make an exertion to know their object, right? To know their object. It is only in the Javana phase that effort is made to clearly cognize the object. It is only in the Javana phase that effort is made to clearly cognize an object. And again, it is only in the jhana phase that actions are performed, right? Which again mentions something very important. It is only in the jhana phase that effort is made to clearly cognize the object. That effort is made to clearly cognize an object, right? So let us just pull up. Let us just pull up the Chittaviti, right? Can you see this one? What I'm sharing now? The Chitta, the Viti, process of mind and matter. Yes? All right. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, the book says that it's only in the Javana state that one gets the taste of the object, right?
Yes.
What about the determining stage?
Determining stage in Pali,
What happens there?
Tadalambana. Determining
It's Bodhi.
Bothapana. Right. That's what I'm just about to explain. Right. Now, Sampatichana, Santirana, Bothapana, Javana, 7 Javanas, Tadalambana. Right. Can you all see this? Yes.
Yeah, you can now.
Yes. Okay. Right. Then pain on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, look. Now Bhavanga is resultant. You can't experience it because this is the exhaustion of karma, right? This is the exhaustion of karma. This Bhavanga Chitta is a manifestation of the Patisandhi that we have experienced, which gave rise to the birth, isn't it? Right? So that Patisandhi Chitta, now the continuum, the Jivita Indriya, etc., all of that enacts itself in a manner where the continuation of mind is ensured. However, this is exhaustive. This is passive, right? There is no action. This now, as we've read, action here, knowing of the object, only happens from the first jhavana to the last jhavana, right? All the rest do not perform an action of knowing the object. Then what does it do? Right? Then what does it do? Now, Noeline asks, what about Vottapana? Vottapana is where the consideration of Yonis Mansikara, Yonis Mansikara happens, isn't it? Right? Yonis Mansikara happens at the stage of Vottapana. Then we have Panchadvara Vajana, the 5 senses to adverting consciousness, right? Where the mind adverts or consciousness arises at the respective Panchadvara, enabling the taking of object. Then from that, the specific Panchadvara Vijnana arises. Then Samparichana, Santirna, Vottapana. At the end, we have the 2 Tadalambanas. These processes are simply, now if we are to take Panchadvara Vajana. Panchadvara Vajana does not know an object, right? Does not know an object. It energizes the respective sense faculty, right? It energizes the respective sense faculty. For this Manovinyana to now arise, right? Panchadvara Manovinyana, isn't it? Right? It is that Vinyana that arises. It's Mano, Chakku Vinyana. Sampatichana Santirna does a process of now carrying the object, right? A process of carrying the object. Vottapana is where now, owing to the habits that we have cultivated, owing to the practices that we have, owing to the natures and tendencies of the being, right? Of the being. Now, this can be because of many reasons. right? But owing, if we are to just plainly say, owing to the tendencies and practices of the being, that object will be cognized in a certain manner, right? That object will be cognized in a certain manner. That is Vottapana, right? That is Vottapana. Imagine a sort of a streamlined pathway where the certain object is dropped either in path A or B, right? That determination is made by Vottapana, still not knowing the object, right? There is no working with the object, right? There is no working with the object. However, how is this decision then made? How is the Vottapana decision then made if the object is not known, right? If the object is not known. Now, even if we are to go to Paticcasamuppada, right? When we look at ignorance and then formations and then the other flows that happen later on, consciousness and Amarupa and all of that arising afterwards, we find that there are owing or there is a flow of how these sankharas and the rest arise, isn't it? Before clinging and craving arises, for example, sankhara arises. The second one, second link. Sankhara is punyabi, apunyabi, or anenjabi, right? Now, before consciousness arises in the link of Paticcasamuppada, how do we know that it is punyabi, apunyabi, or anenjabi? Right? Punyabi, apunyabi, or anenjabi. Right? This is owing to the nature of that object. Nature of the object, but is it only the nature of the object? No, ignorance as well. Right? So ignorance as a, for example, if a person, let us say, is a Vipassana practitioner, ignorance would exist on a spectrum. Like for all beings. If the person is not a meditator, if a person is living a very mundane, simple life in a manner where there is no practice, there is no cultivation of awareness, there is no sort of interest given to any sort of mental development, just going with the flow of samsara with tanha, ditthi, mana, such a person, the ignorance spectrum would be more. Those determinants would determine what kind of sankharas would arise, right? What kind of sankharas would then arise? The quality of those sankharas, right? The quality of those sankharas. Vottapana, in the same manner, owing to practices, owing to the environment, owing to the object, owing to the temperament of the person, right? Such Vottapana path, what Vottapana path would be taken, would be determined. Right? Would be determined. Now, let us say, because of temperament, right, or some sort of annoyance that is present, we cultivate a sense of friction with the object that is cognized, right, initially. However, that friction with awareness can be changed, isn't it? Right? The mind can be changed. That friction can be changed. As such, the initial Vottapana, owing to that change of mind that happens through the javanas, can later on change the Vottapanas in the future as well. Right? However, now owing to the lack of certain unwholesome conditions within the being, the Vottapana can lack foundation for ayon sumanskara to arise. Is that clear? If the kilesas are suppressed, if metta is overflowing in the consciousness stream, right? If the sati aspect, ekagata, the sabbhacitta sadharanas, if the beautiful consciousnesses, if they are strong, right? Won't that have an effect on the whole chitta viti? It will. right? Because the quality of the mind is now different. You don't need to know the object, right? You don't need to know the object. If we are to apply a certain sort of example, just think about this. Regardless of whether we know the person or whether the person is a stranger, we are kind. We show compassion. Make sense? Regardless of whether we know the person or not, are we unable to show or act with compassion? We are. Do we need to know who this is? No. We don't. That is the quality of the mind. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Because of that quality of mind, of course, there are variations of quality, right? Variations of quality. However, when the quality of mind is present, then what happens is the Patthana will be yonsu matskara. The javanas will get to know the object in a manner fueled by yonsu matsikara cognition. Right? Now the Buddha says, remember, manopubbangama dhamma, for example. Right? So every element of the world, with the change of the way that we look at the world will itself change. Isn't it? Right? We can look at the world in a very poor manner. We can look at the world with a sense of compassion or insight, or knowing with regard to the reality of the world, human nature. Right? We can think of the world as in a way that the world is sort of taunting us, or we can think of the world in the universal nature by which it operates. See, the perception of the world changes. Right? Now that perception of the world changing is owing to this javanas. But that pathway is because of the Patthana. Does that make clear? Does that make sense, everyone? Right? So even tadalambana, this tadalambana process, it is a player. It is a passive process. There is no action per se. There is no getting to know of the object. It is more sort of registering the findings or the workings of the 7 javanas. Right? Of the 7 javanas. Right? If we are to take a certain institution, there are the people who are doing the core work of the institution. And then there are the administrative people who are more on the line of making sure that the core people are doing the work, or are able to do the work, rather, are able to do the work, right? That is a way that we can look at this, right? Tadalambana, Panchadwara Vajan, Chakku Vinyana, Sampatichana, Samtirna, Bodhapana ensures that the javanas have all the material or the pathways necessary to cognize and know the object. Having got to know that specific angle of the object, Tadalambana registers that working. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, everyone? Any questions?
Bhante, these 7 javanas, they are doing a very important part. Is that because it's called the impulsion javanas?
Well, all javanas are impulsions.
I thought only these 7 are impulsion javanas. According to the book, I think.
No, so all javanas, right, all javanas, javana is Pali, impulsions are the English translation. Right? So all javanas are impulsions. The reason why the word impulsion is used is because it is like a stroke of energy, a strike of energy towards this object which has been gained. Right? So impulsion is the English term that we use to relate to a javana. These are impulsions. These impulsions are these sort of strikes of energy which is made together with the object in a particular manner. Remember, we went through the first name, then the form, then the color, all of that, those processes. So all of that would come to be known through the different processes of the different VTs that the javanas arise. Right? With the other javanas, with the weaker mind processes, whether they are not atimahanta ramana vitis, right? What would happen is, because the object is not clearly known, there is nothing to register most of the time. Without the registration process, right? Without the registration process happening and without the 7 javanas, what happens is the object is not clearly known. So the lesser, when the tadalambanas are not there, when the javanas are lesser, what happens is the object can't be clearly known. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, Mala. Yes, iPad.
Oh, it's
Bhante,
me.
Yeah.
Mala, you go ahead.
okay. Bhante, you mentioned the words about javana. It knows, it cognizes. About javanas, I thought it's the Vottapana who determines, now suppose if someone scolds me, I thought it's Vottapana who decides it either Yoniso Manasikara or Ioniso Manasikara, whether to scold him back. The Vottapana decides, and Javana I thought is only for action. Javana just either scolds him back or keeps quiet.
Yeah.
And the cognition is with not with Javana. That's what I thought. Javana doesn't cognize or knows. It's only action there. That's where karma is performed.
Mind, speech, and body. The action are all down to javanas. Mind, body, and speech. Right? All 3 of those. Now, let's look. If a person is to scold me, I would scold back, right? Or do I? Whatever I choose to do. Now, the person who is these sound waves that are being heard, the visuals that I'm seeing, this whole sort of environment, right? That is sort of in front of me, this whole experience. Where is the experience known? Where is that experience known? Then if all of those things are objects, right? Where would the objects be clearly evaluated or clearly come to be known? That would be known through the javanas, isn't it? Because remember, name, form, color, memory, all of that comes from the javanas, no? Right? So the action part of it will happen also from the javanas, right? That also happens to the javanas. But before that part, that action comes after the object is known. Or else, how do we even know that it is scolding? That this is some sort of abuse that is being hauled at me. Does that make sense? Right? Now, when we look at what is the proximity condition, right? The proximity condition with regard to the energies, right? If we are to look at proximity condition, if we are to look at, let us, now we are currently at result, right? Result, right? Now, if we are to look at conditions such as, right, object, right, owing to the object, proximity, right, proximity. Now these conditions, right, and also yes, so object condition, proximity condition, right, and also continuity condition, right. Now these conditions, what does it talk about? Because of the previous consciousness, the energy of the previous consciousness supports the next consciousness, the succeeding consciousness to arise, right? Especially in proximity condition, right? Now that energy which arises, succeeding energy which arises, just so the previous jhana supports the findings or supports the next jhana process, in the next viti as well, right? In the next viti as well. This is called, that is the viti, right? That is where the tadalambana, after tadalambana, we go into bhavangana, right? However, that tadalambana makes sure that it is now in our memory, in our chitta santana, right? Now, when we come out of the bhavanga and start cognizing the other elements and aspects of that environment or occasion or whatever that it is that we are experiencing, that which we cognize at that position comes to be known or sort of is affected by the previous viti that happened, right? By the previous viti that happened. Now, if we take that, everyone, if we look at it from that point of, if we look at it in that manner, if we are cultivating and developing some sort of practice, Maitri Bhavana, Buddhanusati, right attention, Yonsumanskara, and all of these things, all of these positive, wholesome manners and ways of thinking, right? Wouldn't we be able to then, through the mere fact of continuity, through the mere fact of memory itself, wouldn't the Manodwara Vajan be affected? Yes, it would. Right? Yes, it would. Right? That is why, for example, if it is a thief, right? A person who constantly engages in thieving action, right? Robbery, right? For that person, robbery isn't a big thing. For that person, their consciousness which supports robbery to arise isn't a new thing. But for the person who has never stolen, for the person who has killed, right, murdered, the thought to kill and take life wouldn't be a surprising consciousness within that person's mind, right? However, the vitis are divided by or is separated by the different bhavangas. But how does this ayonso manskar arise, which enables a person to consider murdering, to get away from an issue? It is because of the fact that that has been practiced and trained within that person's mind. Is that clear? Does that answer your question, Mark? Yeah.
Yes, Bhante, thank you.
Bhante, can I rather add something? Because in different books they say that in order to cognize an object, you have to have manodwarajna viti also.
Manodwara Vajana
Viti also. Dwarajna viti. That means without Vattapana.
Yes. Yes, Manodwara Vajana Viti is also in the middle because at the end,
Yeah.
Dana Jibha Kaya. Now at this we have chakra happening, we have hearing happening, seeing happening, and sometimes now let us say, if you're to get really mad, if I am to say something really rude and to really upset you, even jibha, right? Because if you get really mad, even the taste in your mouth would change for some, right? So even jibha comes there, right? So these processes have to be put together. No? These processes have to be put together and to be seen as one and to basically be put together, right? That happened to the Manodwara Vajana Viti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that clear, everyone? Thank you, Damsiri, for reminding us of that. Yeah. Padma, do you want?
No, I think it's something very similar to what Mala asked, because I also got confused how the Vattappana can work if we haven't sort of cognized the object. Now, what you are saying is that if we have Ayoniso Manasikara at the beginning, can it change to Yoniso Manasikara as the Javana process goes through? Or is that a wrong conception or misconception?
The middle of the process?
Yeah.
In the middle of the Javana process? No.
Oh.
Can you tell me why?
I think it's because
tell me can you point out which pacha that is?
Is it continuity?
Is it continuity or
repetition? Okay, or repetitive. Okay, or repetition. Okay, yeah.
Works.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
This process, repetition pacha. What was repetition pacha? When because of the repetitive nature of the javanas, because it is the same javana repeating except the first javana, no,
The last.
The
First
last.
and the last. Yeah, first and the last.
First and the last. The middle ones are strong and powerful. Why? Because of the repetition in place.
Yeah.
Right. So that repetition. Now, this is a fast process, everyone. Right? This is a fast process. Probably now, Chaku Sota Gana Jiva Kaya. Right? Now let us think about this. Be a person, that we do not like. Right? Or a person that we do like, regardless. Right? Now, how do we know the person? Now we know 5 to 7 javanas, sorry, 6 to 8 javanas. Am I correct? Yeah, 6 to 8 javanas, right? No, 5 to 7.
5 to 7, yeah.
5 to 7 javanas to cognize, to know the person. Correct, right? So I see the person, right, walking towards my direction. Right now, in me, recognizing the person, how many javanas have gone now? Javana processes, 5 to 7. Vitis have passed. Right now, as Damsiti mentioned, a Manodwara Vachana Viti comes, Mage Dharme, whatever Dhamma I know, or whatever I've studied, or something, one of my meditations, or Metta, or Buddhanusati, or something arises in my mind. That Manodwara Vajana works with the other sort of VTs that have arisen now in the past, and then I recollect the fact, no, I should not get mad. Now think about that. How many processes have now run? Right? How many processes have now occurred for me to come into the fact of thinking, even coming to sort of a mere decision of saying, no, I should not. Why should I accumulate karmas like this? This is so weak of me. Even to come from the point of not recognizing the person, to recognizing the person, to having the hate, to then having a contemplation running, to remind oneself of Dhamma, and then to come to the conclusion of, no, you should not do this. Why you should not do that? Think about all of those sets of Javana processes that have happened.
Yeah. Right?
Sets of Javana processes. Yeah. So, however, the ideal situation would be to have a practice where one's mind is truly dedicated to Yonismaskara. That is the ideal situation, right? Because ideal situation, right? However, in the middle of the Javana process, it cannot change.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? Results. Okay. Then we come to now what is result. The conditioning state is both at rebirth and existence, 36 resultant chittas, 38 chetasikas, which support each other and connascent matter. 36 resultant chittas, 38 chetasikas, which support each other and connascent matter, right? Which support each other. 30 resultant chittas and 38 chetasikas, which support each other and connascent matter, right? The conditioned states are now chittas and chetasikas would arise together, taking the same object, would cease together as well, isn't it? Arise together, takes the same object and ceases together. So now if we are to take Chakku Vinyana, which is a resultant, right? Whatever Chakku Vinyana, pain or good or bad, regardless, it doesn't matter. Chakku Vinyana would arise with its respective chetasikas, right? So then how do we put it? We can say, now it mutually supports each other, no? Right? So Chakku Vinyana here, conditioning state, and the conditioned state can be the respective chetasikas here. Do you understand? Right? Chakku Vinyana and the respective chetasikas. If you are to take any of the chetasikas here, the chitta and the rest of the chetasikas can come here. Do you understand? Is that clear? Right? This is to say, all of them are vipakas. Right? All of them are vipakas. All of them being vipakas, they mutually support each other. They are passive. There is no action. There is only it is merely exhaustive. Do you understand? Is that clear? Any questions? Right? Again, what we are saying is both at rebirth and at existence. Right? Now, rebirth and at existence. 36 resultant chittas, vipaka chittas, and there are 38 chetasikas, which support each other. Which support each other. And connascent matter. Right? Connascent matter. Connascent matter is sahajata rupa. Right? Sahajata rupa. Right? Now, what are the sahajata rupas here? Kammaja rupa can be sahajata. Yes. Kammaja rupa, sahajata rupa. Right? Now, here at rebirth and existence. Right? So here, kammaja rupa can be sahajata. What else? Anything else? Can we take any other rupas as sahajata? Anyone? Can we take any other rupas as sahajata? Can we take chitta rupas as sahajata? Not at rebirth. Now, rebirth, if we are talking about rebirth, sahajata rupas would be kammaja rupas. But what if now rebirth, that is rebirth. At the moment of rebirth, we can't take chitta rupas because we don't have chitta rupas. But at the moment of existence is also mentioned. So at the moment of existence, this is bhavangana. See, from the first bhavanga here, chitta rupas. So for at the moment of existence, we can take chitta rupas also as sahajata. Is that clear, everyone? Right? Is that clear? Can we take uttu? Can we take uttu? Can we
I
take?
think you can take.
Yeah.
Can you take uttu?
You can,
How?
because at the moment at Patisandi, the
Okay.
Uttu also comes.
Uttu takes
Comes.
one mind moment to mature. Here, Uppada Titi. At the moment, Titi Utu arises.
Yeah.
Ara Kammaja Rupayak Pashin Hatagana e Rupa Kalapaya Titi Avastave me Ammage Kusetina Hoe Karmja Rupiangi Utua Iritu Hinda Eka Titi Avastave Tamai Irituende. So cannot be taken as Sahajata.
Right.
Rises at the moment of Titi. Aharaja Rupa, nutrition, we cannot say when it arises. So we don't even talk about nutrition. Right? So at the moment of existence, Kammaja Rupa, I'm sorry. At the moment of existence, Chitta Rupa, at the moment of rebirth, Kammaja Rupa. Is that clear, everyone? If we say Sahajata, Sahajata must always arise at what moment? Upada moment. Right? The moment of Chitta's arising. Upada moment. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Any questions? Anyone who didn't understand?
Bhante, can I ask a question, please? It's Lettice. That Bhavanga is a resultant consciousness.
Yeah.
So why is it giving Chittaja Rupas instead of Kammaja?
Bhavanga is, why is it giving? Oh, very good question. Okay, very good question. Okay.
Because Bhante, they say in the asynchronous Kamma section that 36 resultant Chittas, 38 Chetasikas, and the Kamma-born material.
Yeah.
So
Asynchronous, 36 past wholesome and unwholesome volitions, right? And the condition is 36 resultant chittas, 38 chetasikas, and karma-born matter, right? And karma-born matter, because of the asynchronous karma, rebirth can also happen, no?
Yeah.
Right? Rebirth can also happen. So what is the question again, please?
why is Bhavanga, if it's a resultant Chitta,
Sorry.
why it's giving rise to Chitta Jarupas?
Right. If it is Chitta the Rupa, if it is Bhavanga, why is it giving rise to Chitta the Rupas? Now, Chitta the Rupas at the moment of Bhavanga, continuity. Bhavanga is Garuka Kamma, right? Not Garuka Kamma, what is the word? Jivitindriya? Janaka Kamma, sorry. Yeah, Janaka Kamma. The Patisandhi Chitta that gives way to rebirth is a Janaka Kamma. Janaka Kamma is what is responsible for Ayusha, for lifespan, for the span of life. That lifespan, that continuity by the power of Kamma, right? By the power of Kamma, during the moment of Patisandhi, the Kammaja Rupas and all of that arises. During the process of Bhavanga, there is something as continuity. Jivit Indriya has to continue. That continuation of Jivit Indriya happens from this Bhavanga moment as an exhausting of karma. Is that clear? Is that clear? That exhausting of karma, that process is carried out by the Bhavanga. Lettice, does that make sense?
I thought Bhante Jivitindriya is also a Kammaja. You can get the Kamma, the Rupa part as well, the physical.
The
Jivitindriya.
Yes. The Kammaja also has Jivitindriya in it. The Mano, the Bhavanga part also has Jivitindriya in it.
Yes.
Both parts of it has Jivitindriya. Now, during the moment of sleeping, when we are in deep sleep, right? Our bodies, if we take brain functions, if we take our bodies, we go into a healing mechanism, all of this energy, rejuvenation, all of these things, isn't it? Right? The digestive processes and all of these things. Now, during this time, the Bhavanga gives rise to those respective Chitta Rupas. Right? Because why? They are resultant as a result of the mind. Now, during the Bhavanga process, right? During the Bhavanga process, is there a knowing of object? No. There is only the continuation of mind and mental energy. That mental energy is what ensures the continuity of the Nama Rupa at that time. Right? Now, even at a stage even when we go into Nirodha Samapatti, right? Even when we go into Nirodha Samapatti, there is no sort of knowing of a certain object. If we go into this Phala Samapatti, right? Phala Samapatti. But even during that time, what happens is these Chitta Rupas arise to continue the continuation of the body and the mind. Let us.
Yes, thank you, Bhante.
That makes sense. I feel like you're still in doubt.
Yes.
Are you in doubt still?
I know. It's like I just thought the resultant chittas, they put the 36 or whatever and say Kamaja Rupas, and then suddenly the Bhavanga, which is a resultant, giving this Chittaja Rupas. So
the resultant giving the Chitta Rupas, right? The resultant connascent matter. So here, what is the issue in that resultant giving Chitta Rupas? Because
in the previous Kamma thing, they say Kammaja Rupas, Kamma born material.
yes,
All the resultants. So
yes.
So probably Bhavanga give rise to the Kammaja plus Chittaja there. See?
No, not at all. No.
Only the Chittaja.
That doesn't happen. Why? Because we are not talking about the Bhavanga in asynchronous karma. What we are talking about is not the 33 paths. We are talking about 33 paths, wholesome and unwholesome volitions. Chetanavan hatagattu avasthaval ගැන තමයි එතන කතා කරන්නේ අපි. The volitions. The volition, the 33 past wholesome and unwholesome volitions. Those volitions gives rise to later on, with a break in the middle, gives rise to 36 resultant chittas or 38 chetasikas and karma born matter, right? And karma born matter. Now, karma born matter in this instance, they are not sahajata. We are not talking about connascent matter. We are specifically talking about karma born matter, right? Which happens through the resultant chittas. This process here and this process here is different. How is it different? Because here we are specifically talking about the result, right? Here we are talking about the karma itself, right? Now here, when the karma, the volition that is created, I commit a certain karma today, right? That karma is created because of chetana, right? Volition, right? Through one of the 33 past wholesome or unwholesome volitions. So today, the karma is going to give rise, the vipaka of that karma is going to give rise tomorrow. So then it becomes an asynchronous karma, right? Asynchronous karma. In the asynchronous karma, right, the chitta leading to that matter arising has arisen in the past. that matter is arising now in the future owing to karma. Look at the connascent, sahajata. In the sahajata, volition in the 8-9 chittas of that moment, giving rise to here connascent matter. Why? A motemai. At that time itself. So by the volition, I'm really upset. And because I am upset physically, I have the anger on my face, right? The connascent matter is now shown there. Does that make a bit more sense?
Yes, Bhante, now I understand. Thank you.
Good. Others? How about the others? Does that make a bit more
Bhante,
Yeah.
when it comes to Patisandhi Chitta,
Okay.
the reason why Patisandhi Chitta does not produce Chitta Rupa is because it's fairly weak or not established consciousness. I think I read that somewhere in a book.
As well, isn't it? Because
It's
up until the Patisandhi, let me change the graph again.
yeah.
Up until this moment, this Patisandhi process here, everyone, right, is supported by what? Past life.
Yeah.
Past life energy. When karmaja rupyange shaktiyen හෘද වස්තුව ඇති වුණාට පස්සේ දැන් මේ භවංග සිතුවිලි ටික හටගන්නේ. When the bhavanga chittas arise, now there is foundation within this life to give rise to chittada.
That's right. Yes.
Right? Before this first bhavanga, we were surviving off the energy of the previous life.
Yeah.
Is that understood? Is that clear, everyone? Lettice, is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking the question. Does anyone else have any questions? All right. Now,
Bhante, excuse me. Can I ask a question, Bhante? According to my understanding, the Jivitindriya will the what do you call the chitta will help to arise the Jivitindriya in every birth, and up until you reach Nibbana, the Jivitindriya will continue, and the chitta is the supporter or the one who helps to arise the Jivitindriya. Is it correct, Bhante?
මේ සිත තුළ මේ සිත චිත්ත සංතානයේ තුළ ජීවිත ඉන්ද්‍රිය නැමැති ශක්තියක් තියෙනවා.
Yeah.
මේ ශක්තියට පදනම් වෙන්නේ අපි මේ උප්පත්තියක් ලබන්න අපිට තිබේ කර්මයන් පදනම් කරගෙන. Right? The karmas which support our lifespan are the karmas which support the arising and the continuation of the jivita indriya. The indra chetasika, what it does is simply ensure the continuity of mind within this body. Right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the physical jivita indriya, in the same manner, the physical jivita indriya ensures the continuity of the physicality. ඒ සියල්ලම වෙන්නේ කර්මය උඩයි. Right? Because lifespan, janaka karma, is karma. Right? It is birth. Right? Those karmas are cultivation specifically of previous karmas.
Yeah.
Right?
And it continues, yeah.
Previous karmas. Now when that lifespan determined at birth, right? Can the lifespan be altered? Yes, the lifespan can be altered. The lifespan can be altered to become lesser or higher. Right? Both is possible owing to the karmas that are done. Right? To further support the continuity of the Janaka karmas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bhante. Yeah.
So that lifespan continuity is all down to that karma, that karmic energy. ඒක මේ වර්තමාන ශක්තියක් නෙමෙයි.
So the karmic energy, the base of the karmic energy is the chitta and chaitasika, no?
Base of the karmic energy, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It
Which
is,
arises together always, yeah?
it arises together.
Thank you, Bhante.
Which arises together. Yeah. Is that
Thank
clear?
you, Bhante.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Shall we continue? On the conditioned states, excluding two intimations. Why? What is this intimations? Vocal intimation and bodily intimation. Two intimations does not take place. Why? Because these are passive and exhaustive. Right? There is no action. There are only resultants. Is that clear? Only resultants. Okay. Now, nutriment. Nutriment. Let's read about nutriment. Where can we find nutriment? Does anyone know the page?
Three 19.
Nutriment. Nutriment is a condition where the conditioning state relates to the conditioned state by producing them, maintaining them in existence and supporting their growth and development, right? Producing them, maintaining them, and supporting their growth and development. This is compared to a prop which supports an old house and prevents it from collapsing. Thus, the essential function of nutriment is supporting or reinforcing Pastambaka. Is supporting or reinforcing Pastambaka. The nutriment condition is twofold. One, material nutriment, Rupa Hara, and mental nutriment, Nama Ahara. One, material nutriment is the nutritive essence found in edible food, which is a conditioning state for the physical body. When food is ingested, its nutritive essence produces new matter born of nutriment, ahara rupa. The food, the nutritive essence within the food produces new matter born of nutriment, and it reinforces the material groups born of all four causes, keeping them strong and fresh so that they continue to arise in succession, right? So that they can continue to arise in succession. The internal nutriment contained in the material groups born of all four causes also serves as a condition by reinforcing the internal material phenomena coexisting with it in its own group and the material phenomena, the other groups situated in the body. And the material phenomena in the other groups situated in the body, right? We are talking about the nutritive essence, the internal nutriment contained in material groups born of all four causes also serves as a condition by reinforcing the internal material phenomena coexisting with it in its own group and the material phenomena in the other groups situated in the body. Right? Remember that nutriment exists within those other categories of rupa, isn't it? Right? So that nutriment that is found in the other categories support those categories within the body, found within the body. Mental nutriment is threefold. The nutriment contact, phassa, mental volition, and consciousness. These are conditions for the connascent mental and material phenomena. Right? Now, right. Where are? Yes, here. Nutriment, material. We have one, the nutritive essence within the food that we eat, right? Gives rise, conditions the arising of those matter born of nutriment, aharaja rupa, right? B, internal nutritive essence in the groups born of the four causes, kamma, chitta, utu, and ahara. Kamma, chitta, utu, ahara, kalapyan tula, tibena nutrition. Tiena nutrition. Right?
Oja.
Oja, right? Tiena oja. Matter, that nutritive essence within that, right? So the oja within those four causes, within the different kalapa caused by the four causes, gives rise to matter of the same group, excluding nutritive essence, all matter of the other group. Meaning, because of that oja, the matter excluding oja, because oja is here, right? Oja is here. It supports, conditions the arising of the other matters within that kalapa. Of the four different groups, excluding nutritive essence. Why? Because nutritive essence is the conditioning force. Do you understand? Is that clear? Right? Matter of the same group, excluding nutritive essence, all matter of other groups. Right? All matter of other groups. So within that same group, right, and all matter of the other groups. What does that mean? All matter of the other groups. Because it acts as a support. Because it acts as a support for the maintenance of those groups as well. Right? Matter of the same root exclusive, excluding nutritive essence, all matter of the other groups. Right? And all matter of the other group. Then we have mental volition, mental nutriment. Phassa, chetana, and chitta. Gives rise to 8-9 chittas, 52 chetasikas, matter connascent with each nutriment. Matter connascent with each nutriment. Right? Matter connascent with each nutriment. So matter that arises conversant with Phassa, volition, Chetana, and Chitta. Right? At that moment, each nutriment. 8, 9 Chitta, 52 Chesikas, and matter conversant with each nutriment. Right? That matter that arises because of Phassa, volition, and Chetana. Does that make sense? Right? So we can take all the matter that arises because of Phassa. Right? Then take all the matter that arises because of volition. Here. These ones. In connascent, volition of in the 8, 9 chittas gives rise to these connascent matter. So all this matter we can take. Right? And chitta, because of chitta the rupas. Is that understood, everyone? Right? All of that arises as a result of mental nutriment. What are the mental nutriment aspects? Contact, volition, and chitta. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Right. Are we able to move on to faculty then? Yes? Shall we? Okay. Faculty. Let us read about it. Where is faculty? I feel like Ahar, we went too fast. Does everyone understand? Is it clear? Does anyone not understand anything? Mokakhari. No? Everyone got it? Yeah? Okay. All right. Then moving on. Faculty.
320.
320. Okay, here we are. Faculty condition is a condition where a conditioning state relates to the conditioned states by exercising control in a particular department or function. Is a condition where a conditioning state relates to the conditioned state by exercising control in a particular department or function. This condition is compared to a panel of ministers, each of whom has freedom of control in governing his particular region of the country and does not attempt to govern the other regions. Right? Again, this condition is compared to a panel of ministers, each of whom has freedom of control in governing his particular region of the country and does not attempt to govern the other regions. Dated example, no? Now, as stated in the text, there are 3 types of faculty condition: pre-nascence faculty, material life faculty, and connascence faculty. Pre-nascence, material life faculty, and connascence faculty. In pre-nascence faculty, each of the 5 sensitivities arisen at the static phase of the past bhavanga chitta is a faculty condition for its respective type of sense consciousness. Is a faculty condition for its respective type of sense consciousness, along with its chetasikas. This is so because the sensitive organ controls the efficiency of the consciousness that takes it as a base. Again, in pre-nascence faculty, each of the 5 sensitivities arisen at the static phase of the first bhavanga, arisen at the static phase of the past bhavanga, chitta, is a faculty condition for its respective type of sense consciousness along with its chetasikas, right? Along with its chetasikas. This is so because the sensitive organ controls efficiency of the consciousness that takes it as a base. Right? When the object appears through the 5 sensitivities, right? Chakasotagana, right? The mind is controlled, the chitta and chetsika is controlled by that object that has arisen there because of that power it holds, right? Because the sensitive organ controls the efficiency of the consciousness that takes it as a base. Right? For example, good eyes produce acute vision, while weak eyes result in poor vision. While weak eyes result in poor vision. The material life faculty in the material groups, now the material life faculty. In the material groups, born of karma is a faculty condition. For the other 9 material phenomena in the same groups, for it controls them by controlling their vitality, right? So, Rupa Jivita Indriya. Rupa Jivita Indriya controls, right? In the material groups born of Kammaja, in the Kammaja Rupas, is the faculty condition for the other 9 material phenomena in the same group, for it controls them by maintaining their vitality. Right? Because it holds, in a way, it holds the vitality, the life of the rest of the groups in its hand. Right? The Jivitindriya. Basically, coming back, here, the condition where the conditioning state relates to the conditioned state by exercising control in a particular department or function. Right? It controls. Here, the faculty controls the power of the chitta and the chetasika. The example was, if the eye is bad, the eyesight, what you see is bad, of poor quality. Here, the material life faculty, the Jivita Indriya, material Jivita Indriya, controls the material groups born of karma. Right? The 15th immaterial jhanas, faculties, are each a connaissance faculty condition for the associated mental states and the connaissance material phenomena, right? The 15 immaterial faculties are each a connaissance faculty condition for the associated mental states and the connaissance material phenomena. Each connaissance faculty condition for the associated mental states and the connaissance material phenomena. Okay, and the connaissance material phenomena. Of the faculties, the 2 sex faculties of femininity and masculinity do not become conditioning states in the faculty condition. Of the faculties, the 2 sex faculties of femininity and masculinity do not become conditioning states in the faculty condition. They are excluded because they do not have the function of a condition. a condition has three functions: producing, supporting, and maintaining. But the sex faculties do not execute any of these functions. Nevertheless, they are still classed as faculties because they control the sexual structure, appearance, character, and disposition of the body, so that the whole personality tends towards either masculinity or femininity. Masculinity or femininity. Let us go up. Prenascence. Something prenascence meaning this controlling element occurred before, right? So as we are born, we have the faculties that come into place, right? Prenascence. The five material sensitivities, Chakra, Sota, Ghana, Jibha, Kaya, right? Controls what? The 10 sense consciousnesses and the 7 universal Chetasikas that arise together with whatever, that arises in cognizing whatever which is seen here, or not seen, taken as object here by the sensitivities, right? Material life, Rupa Jivitindriya, at rebirth and existence, controls 8 karma-born matter connascent with life faculty. Connascent with life faculty, right? So the life faculty is here, right? Connascent with life faculty. So all karma-born matters that arise sahajata, together at that moment with life faculty. Is that clear? Right? So we have to take all groups of the karma-born matter, right, that arise at that moment with life faculty itself. It has to be sajata. And then connascence faculty are the 8 mental faculties, right? Life, chitta, feeling, faith, energy, mindfulness, one-pointedness, wisdom, right? Their respective 8, 9 chittas, 52 chetasikas, and material connascent with that respective faculty. That respective faculty. Right? What does it fulfill here? The fulfillment here is the fact that these parts, the conditioned states, are wholly dependent on these conditioning states, right? That these states control the efficacy of these states, right? The material sensitivities control the quality and the efficacy, the efficiency of the 10 sense consciousnesses and the 7 universal chetasikas that arise with them. The material life faculty during rebirth and existence controls all, right? It controls all karma-born, 9 karma-born matter connascent with life faculty, right? Without that life faculty in the second group, without that life faculty within the karma-born matter group, that whole group cannot arise. Is that clear? It is as if you put it in this way, if you do not have the karma to live, to have rebirth, you won't gain rebirth. If you don't have the supportive janaka karma for life faculty to arise, then you will not arise. You will not have a birth. Is that clear? Right? In the same manner, this material life faculty at both rebirth and during existence controls, acts as a material life faculty to all groups of karma-born matter conversant with life faculty. Is that clear? No, not clear. What is it that you cannot understand? මොකද්ද මෙතන තේරෙන්නේ නැත්තේ? Yes. Anyone?
Bhante,
Yes.
in this chapter it says 15 functional faculties. Sorry, 15 immaterial faculties. What are they?
15, is it 15 or 8?
15, 1-5.
1-5. So
Immaterial faculties. Are they the first 7 out of the 22?
that was the faculties. What chapter is that in? Is it in Viti Muttaka? It was in Viti
So
Muttaka.
we got 22 faculties, right?
We only take the Mano.
Oh, so that must be the first 7 then.
But how did the 15 number come?
Yeah, 15 and 7, 22.
Okay, just give one moment. 15 and 7,
I think it's page 273.
273.
Yeah, it gives the faculties, 22 faculties.
That is the third section, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last one, the connascent. Ne? Let's leave it for one moment because we are still in material life, right? Is material life clear to everyone? Or is there an issue that you cannot understand? Anyone? So everyone gets the second one, material life faculty? Yes, Padma?
Yeah, can you explain it again, please, once more? Thank you.
Yes. So in material life faculty, so faculty condition is, right, when a certain group exercises control over the rest, right? Or in another way, when that specific group, when a certain group is beholden or controlled by a certain faculty, okay? By a certain faculty. In material life faculty, right? Now, matter, right? Matter, when it comes to matter, matter persists for 17 mind moments, right? Matter must persist, right? Now, matter, the persisting of matter is wholly because of the existing life faculty of the matter, right? Hence, in material life faculty, during at the moment of rebirth and during existence of a person, the 9 karma born, right? Those that are born of karma, right, are always controlled or under or beholden to life faculty, right? To life faculty. Because why? our bodies, right? The continuity, the Hade Vastu, if we are to take the heart base, that is life, that is maintained, or its life force is maintained because of Kammaja Rupa, right? That Kammaja Rupa, that maintenance of the Kammaja Rupa happens because of the life faculty. Do you understand? Right? Is that clear? Okay. Now, connascent faculty, right? Connascent faculty. Connascent faculty is the 8 mental faculties, right? The 8 mental faculties. Now, this is where, Noeline, what you mentioned with regards to the 15. Where did you get that 15 number? You're muted.
Yes, Bhante, it said 15 immaterial faculties. I just want to know which ones.
Immaterial faculties. Now let us think, where did that 15 come from? Oh, in that section, I think it was the Viti Muttaka chapter where the faculties were spoken about.
It's page 273 gives all the 22 faculties.
Okay, 273.
3.
Let's go to 273. 273. Okay, here. 273, 22 faculties. Okay. Okay. 22 faculties. Eye faculty, ear faculty, nose faculty, tongue faculty, body faculty, femininity faculty, masculinity faculty, the life faculty, mind faculty. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So faculties minus the physical faculties.
That's the first 7.
You take off the first 7.
Yeah.
However, masculine femininity ගැන මොකක්ද එකක් තිබ්බ නේද? That it is included කියලා because it conditions the mind and the persona. Let's read that. Nutriment here. Faculty. The 15 material faculties are connascent faculty condition of the associated mental states and the connascent material phenomena. Okay. Of the faculties, the 2 sex faculties, feminine and masculine, do not become conditioned states in the faculty condition. They are excluded because they do not have the functions of a condition. A condition has 3 functions: producing, supporting, and maintaining. But the sex faculties do not execute any of these functions. Nevertheless, they're still class of faculties because they control. Okay, they're class of faculties, but they do not come into faculty condition because they do not produce, support, or maintain. Okay, right. Coming back. Right. Now, connascent, sahajata, indriya pacha. Sahajata, connascent faculty. The 8 mental faculties: life, chitta, feeling, faith, energy, mindfulness, one-pointed wisdom. Wisdom, right? Wisdom. Because of these faculties, right? Meaning, because of the prominence of these faculties arises these conditioned states, right? when they do arise, because of when these 89 chitta, 52 chesikas and matter conascent with the faculties arise because of a certain faculty, the functioning of these 89 chittas, 52 chesikas and those conascent matter is all because of these parts, right? Metana atta kila tibbata, metana palavama thinama, the palava, the 15 fall into these 8. Okay, the 15 fall into these 8. So here, the 89 chittas, 52 chittas, matter conascent with faculties, become beholden, or rather are conditioned by life, chitta, feeling. So life meaning here the jivita indriya, right? Chitta, consciousness, vedana, faith, energy, mindfulness, one-pointedness, wisdom, right? Wisdom. These control the conditioning states, which are the 89 chittas, 52 chesikas, and the matter conascent with the faculties. So in this case, right, matter conascent with the faculties would be Chittadrupas, right? Chittadrupas, not Kamajarupa here, right? Because here it is speaking about an experience during existence, right? Is that clear, everyone? Does that make sense? Right? Because of Jivita Indriya, Chitta, Vedana, Shraddha, Virya, Sati, Ekagata, Prajna, minds can arise and conascent matter can arise. When it does so arise, those matters, those chittas and chaitasikas all follow life, chitta, the respective faculty. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Any questions? Right? What was that faculty page? I'm sorry. 273 was it? Was it 273?
320, isn't it?
232?
320 is faculty condition. Is that what you wanted?
200 and? It
No,
was
3. Okay, 273.
273, okay. Here, life, mind, pleasure, pain, joy, chitta, vedana, pleasure, pain, joy, displeasure, equanimity, vedana, right? So 1, 2, all of this belong to 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 17 and 18, 6, and wisdom faculty is 19, 20, 21, 22, 8, right? So then again, life 1, chitta, mind, Vedana 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, faith 4, energy 5, mindfulness, ekagata, right? Mindfulness, sati and ekagata were 2 or 1? Which was it? Was there sati and ekagata, or was it just ekagata?
Bhante,
Yes.
in my list, actually, sati and ekagata are two
Okay, 2.
items. Yeah.
Okay. So
And then prajna, wisdom.
okay. So sati 6, ekagata 7, concentration, and
Wisdom.
wisdom, which includes 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. All right. So then you have the 8 there. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. That is it for today. All right. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Theruvan Sannai.
Bhante.
Theruvan Sannai.
Okay.